welcome to my channel. In this channel, we bring you most viewed and top voted answers to Quora questions. And the question we have here today is, which social experiment showed something bad about humanity? The first answer is from Forrest Harris, and he says, the most brutal performance act. She was under general anesthesia for 6 hours, during which no one embraced, only the bullying. Marina Abramovich, born in 1946 in Belgrade, the capital of Yugoslavia, was managed by her parents in a very strict military manner. Abramovich lived a long and depressing life, and the management style of her parents had a profound influence on Abramovich. Growing up, Abramovich engaged in self-abuse, calling acts such as cutting herself and whipping herself works of art. In 1974, at the age of 28, Abramovich had a bigger and more adventurous idea to test the goodness and evil of human nature. So she posted a notice in her room allowing viewers to pick as many of the 72 objects on the table as they wished to dispose of her. Abramovich then underwent a full-body paralysis. The objects on the table included roses, honey, scissors, a dagger, and a pistol with one bullet in it. Dozens of spectators participated in this performance by walking into the room to test whether Abramovich was really immovable. And when they found that Abramovich really did not respond to any of their provocative or vicious actions, the spectators became more daring. Some people used knives to cut wounds on Abramovich's body. Some people stabbed roses viciously into Abramovich's abdomen. Others used scissors to cut all of Abramovich's clothes, and some people even picked up the gun with the bullets and shoved the muzzle into Abramovich's mouth, trying to pull the trigger. Another man found the action very horrible and took away the gun, and for 6 hours of the show, Abramovich's life and death were in the hands of the spectators, and she almost left this world. Her eyes filled with tears and her heart felt great fear when she encountered these violent acts, but Abramovich was not able to move. It was not until the anesthesia was over that Abramovich snapped into action and approached the audience, making a silent accusation with his gaze, and it was at this moment that the audience felt how terrible they had behaved and therefore fled. The conclusion Abramovich drew from this performance art was, if you leave it all to the public, then you are not far from death. This answer has gotten over 661,000 views and 11,000 upvotes. And the second answer is from Frank Dellon, and he says, a TV show chained a bicycle to a light pole in a public park and had a young black man start cutting the chain with a hacksaw. They filmed the event with a hidden camera. It took 2 seconds for people to start asking him what he was doing and start calling the police. He tried to explain that it was his bike and he lost his key. They called police anyway. They ran the same scenario with a pretty blonde white girl. The only one that paid any attention was a middle-aged man who asked if he could help and took over the sawing. This answer has gotten over 1,000 views and 30 upvotes. And the last answer we're taking is from Steve. He says, in 1971, Stanford did a 2-week experiment studying situational conditions. They took 2 equal groups of volunteers and called one group inmates and the other group guards and placed them in a simulated prison. They ended the experiment early when guard group became increasingly physically brutal towards the inmates. Read up on it, it's quite disturbing. This answer has gotten 6 upvotes. So this is where we're stopping for this question. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. We bring you most viewed and top voted answers to Quora questions on humanity and history.